Hi there, welcome to the show. It's another beautiful day for cooking on the Cape. As always, I'm your host, Jamie Crisp. Keeping with our southern low country cuisine theme, we're going to be doing some grilled blackened catfish. We're going to fry some green tomatoes, top that off with some black bean corn salsa and chipotle sour cream. And then I also really like to pair up savory dishes with something a little sweet so you get that contrast. So I'm going to be making some Gouda and raspberry jam stuffed crescent rolls. They're really easy to make, they virtually take no time at all, and they're sure to impress even the toughest of critics. So to get started, we're just going to go ahead and make our salsa, which is really simple. Your ingredients, you're going to have some black beans, canned, a little bit of corn. I've got a Roma tomato, you can use regular if you like. I'm going to dice up some jalapenos, chop some green onions. I've got some cilantro, which is my favorite. I would put it in everything if I could. Some garlic, a little bit of lemon juice, and some salt and pepper just to season that up. So we'll go ahead, your black beans, your corn, we'll put our garlic in there, maybe half a teaspoon will be plenty. Our lemon juice, which I've already squeezed. Chop these green onions. There we go. Maybe a quarter of a cup. Chop up our jalapenos, and you can use any kind of pepper you like. Can throw these in whole too. Just gonna do a rough chop. It's in there. Now for our tomato. You can take the seeds out of these. I really do not mind them, so I'm gonna keep them in. Something that really goes well with this too is tomatillos, which is really just a green Mexican tomato. They're really sweet. They have a little hint of lemon. There we go. After we get this made, we'll go ahead and start our sour cream, which is really simple too. Doesn't take long at all. A little salt and pepper. Maybe a little bit more. Go ahead and mix this up. These colors are so beautiful. We're just going to set this off to the side because you want all the lemon juice and the cilantro to mix all in. Speaking of cilantro, we almost forgot it. There we go. I just love the smell of cilantro. All right. Okay. Clean up just a bit. Now, to spice your sour cream up, I'm going to use a chipotle pepper. And basically all I've done, I've just bought a can of chipotle peppers with some tomatoes, and then I've pureed those up. You're just gonna throw that right in with your sour cream. Not too much, because chipotle is a really spicy pepper. It's all smoked, it's really sweet too. It goes really well with the mildness of your sour cream. We'll get a whisk. Sour cream in here. maybe teaspoon. Should be enough. And you're just gonna mix this up thoroughly. You know what, I think I'm gonna add just a little bit more. Doesn't quite have the color I'm looking for. Now for your fried green tomatoes, if you have a garden during the summer, it's a really wonderful recipe to make, because I know I always have so many red tomatoes left over. I just don't know what to do with them. So if you pick them early, at least you're using them up before they turn red. All right. So that's all mixed up. Set that off too. And we'll go ahead and get to slicing our tomatoes. And as I said, you could use tomatillos in your salsa as well. You could also use tomatillos for your fried tomatoes. Cut that core off. And then you're just gonna do thin slices. And what's so good about frying green tomatoes, I'm sure no one's ever heard of fried red tomatoes. And the reason for that is red tomatoes are so soft and plump that if you were to fry them, they'd just turn to mush. That's why they always use green tomatoes, because they're really firm and they have a really good texture, so they don't fall apart when you go to fry those up. There we go. That should be enough. Set these off. And to make your mixture for frying, it is really simple as well. I'm going to take some flour, cornmeal, and some eggs. And basically what you're gonna do, you're gonna take your tomato, dip that in your flour, coat that really well, then you're gonna dip it in your egg wash, then you're gonna dip it in your cornmeal. And the flour just really helps the egg to stick to whatever you're gonna be frying. So, there's one. And two should be plenty. We're just going to make a small amount today. Just beat these up really well. There we go. All right. Well, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, I'm gonna fire up this grill, blacken our catfish, and get to frying our green tomatoes. Come on back.
I want to emphasize the first part of the Partners of Economic Inclusion, that is partners.
The whole point of this is to improve business, to improve race relations.
It's all about relationships. It's all about building strategic alliances.
We're all about people, performance, and excellence, and of course that means inclusion.
Our vision is to have a racially inclusive business community. We need you to be involved.
You have to open yourself up to new opportunities, to new relationships, and be willing to not only receive but to give. So again, I just want to thank you and again encourage you to utilize our minority contractors. Give them a chance. Everybody has to start somewhere. Thank you very much.
welcome back. We're gonna go ahead and get our grill lit so we can get our fish going as soon as we blacken that. There we go. It is windy today. There we go. I'm also gonna go ahead and light this for our fried green tomatoes so we can get our oil heating up. There we go. Pour our oil in, and I'm using olive oil. I always do. And you don't need too much. You don't want to submerge your tomatoes in the oil, but you definitely want there to be enough to coat the bottom of your pan. That'll be plenty there. Go ahead and get our catfish seasoned. Now, Lowe's Foods really has a good selection of seafood, shrimp, and I picked out some really beautiful fillets. Now you can buy blackened seasoning right in the store. This is some Chef Paul's blackened seasoning. There we go. It's pretty little fishies. All right. After you sprinkle your blackening on, I always kind of just like to rub that in. And we'll do both sides. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. All right, we'll just kind of sit those there. We'll get our tomatoes frying. Now, for your tomatoes, all you're going to want to do, like I said earlier, you're going to take each one, a little bit of flour, and I will warn you, this gets messy, so be prepared for that. In your egg, kind of shake the excess off. And then in your cornmeal. Make sure you really get those. I'll try to pat mine down. Shake off the excess again. And in they go. And you really don't have to do it this way. I prefer it because you really get a nice golden brown texture. And then the crunch of the tomato makes it really nice. But you could just do a little bit of flour and brown it up just like that. And once you get your catfish on, does not take fish long at all to cook. And you'll definitely know when it's ready. They'll all be completely white. You won't have that transparent look of the fish. Go.
I want to emphasize the first part of the Partners of Economic Inclusion, that is partners.
The whole point of this is to improve business, to improve race relations.
It's all about relationships. It's all about building strategic alliances.
We're all about people, performance, and excellence, and of course that means inclusion.
Our vision is to have a racially inclusive business community. We need you to be involved.
You have to open yourself up to new opportunities, to new relationships, and be willing to not only receive but to give. So again, I just want to thank you and again encourage you to utilize our minority contractors. Give them a chance. Everybody has to start somewhere. Thank you very much.
These are cooking up just beautifully. Nice golden brown. Oh, they look beautiful. So we'll go ahead and put our fish on. And like I said, it's not going to take this fish that long to grill up. Oh yeah. And you can also, even though you have the blackening season on this, you can also take your lemon, just squeeze that right over, give it some nice flavor. Oh, these look gorgeous. Speaking of lemon, I'm gonna do that. There we go. Oh, it's gonna be wonderful. See now? There we go. And when we come back, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to do those crescent rolls. Like I said, they are super easy. You're gonna love it.
A lot of people keep saying to me, Larry, if you want to get the jobs you're after, you're going to have to further your education. But you know what? Yap, yap, yap. I just like to get in there and do it. Oh, it's all right now, Susie. Education's fine. But when you got raw, natural talent, you don't want anybody touching that.
Welcome back. Now our fried green tomatoes are all ready. So we're just gonna pull those off, and it's a really good idea to get you a piece of paper towel. That way any excess grease just soaks into that. We'll let these sit for just a little bit, just enough so some of that oil comes out. We've already flipped our fish, which looks wonderful, and it smells great too. Now for the last part of our meal, we're doing Gouda cheese and raspberry preserve stuffed crescent rolls, which are really easy. We're not going to take the time to make the crescent rolls because you can buy them right in the store. So that's exactly what I do. They roll right out. And any kind of jam you'd like. This is just some red raspberry preserves. Blackberry goes really well. And all you're gonna do is just a little dollop. Spread that out. And these rolls are perforated, so you'll know how to roll those up. Here we go. And then just a little bit of Gouda. Now, if you're not familiar with Gouda, it's a cheese from Holland. It's smoked, and it just has this wonderful flavor to it. I love it. On crackers, I can eat it by itself. And you always want to start with your crescent rolls at the big end and roll towards the small. That's what gives it that crescent roll look. Another piece of Gouda. There we go. And when these are done, they may be a little messy, but that's okay. That's what makes things really good when they're messy. And then you're just gonna pop these in the oven at 375 for about 10 to 12 minutes. Pull them out and they're ready to go. Now I've already baked some off. They're really beautiful. And like I said, the sweetness of these go really well with the spicy of the Cajun blackening seasoning. So I think we are ready to eat. Just gonna stack these up like so. Get our black bean corn sauce on our sour cream. Pull off a piece of our fish. Just gonna kind of lay that across. Give your sauce a quick stir. And drizzle this a little bit. And sour cream a little stir. We'll do a small little dollop right on the top. And actually, I'm gonna top this off with a little green onion. And there you have it. Thanks for joining us once again here in downtown Wilmington. Make sure to tune in next time for more great recipes. For Cape Fear Community College's Cooking on the Cape, I'm Jamie Crisp.